Well, Destan Aşkar is a student in the southern Turkish city of Adana. He was caught up in the earthquakes. Adana, thanks ever so much for joining us on Global Business Europe. Now, Adana's 200 kilometres from the epicentre of these quakes. So can you tell us what you felt?
There are literally no words how to describe how I felt during the moment of the first earthquake, because it lasted 1.5 minutes, which is very devastating for an earthquake for this magnitude. When it started happening, I put myself in the safest position, and I made sure by yelling that my family has woken up. I was telling myself, okay, Destan, it will be over. Okay, Destan, it will be over, but it did not come to an end. It lasted 1.5 minutes. When we went outside, we ran, which was in a pouring rain. We had to yell if people can hear us under the wreckages of some of the buildings that has been collapsed. I live in the Yurt district of Adana, which has already, like in Yurt district, there are 4 wreckages. So it was very, very devastating. I cannot describe how I feel about this.
It sounds like you and your family have had an extraordinary ordeal. It's good to see that you're safe. How are these search and rescue teams responding where you are? You said you were running through the rain and shouting out. Can you tell us any more about help that came?
Help, of course, AFAD has came to help, but at the first moment when the buildings has collapsed, of course, there's no one. There's no one to respond. There are people under the wreckages, so they had to make sure that people are still alive, and yeah, that's just it. Like they came in to help pretty quickly, but that doesn't change the fact that there are people who are still under the wreckages and they're still waiting for help. And AFAD is doing their best they can. I hope the casualties won't get more severe.
Destan, where are you now? Where are you and your family? What's happening?
I had to evacuate my house because the house opposite to, like, the building opposite to our building was about to collapse. So they made us evacuate our home so that we cannot, like, we don't get harmed. We're in a hotel. There are a few places that came for help or volunteering to help people who don't have anywhere else to go. So we are taken in by a hotel in Adana. But I'm one of the lucky few.
It sounds like you are one of the lucky few. Do you have any information about your home and your neighbourhood? Does it look like you might be able to go back at some point in the next few days? Or is it a big rebuild operation?
To be honest, we can stay out of our house indefinitely, because there are at least 3 buildings around my house that are, like, already collapsing virtually. So I don't think they'll let us go near that district. But I don't know. I have no idea what will we do. I don't know when we will get back to our home. Even if we go home, I don't think we will feel safe, because since the beginning of the first earthquake, there has been 145 aftershocks. So it doesn't feel safe anymore.
Gosh, well, I hope you and your family do start to feel safer where you are and you have some refuge. Destan Aşkar, thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.